All right, well, let's go into the show. This talk is going nowhere. We're just trying to piss each other off.
Just start.
No, okay, here we go. Welcome to the Rebel Alliance Briefing Room podcast. We are here to podcast about anything and everything Star Wars with you. Please visit our website where you can play current and past episodes. That's https://RABR KyleJohansson.us. That's RABR dot KAILEJOHANSEN dot US. On the left-hand side is a navigation menu. You can use this to learn how to load the Rebel Alliance Briefing Room podcast on your Android or Apple phone and tablet. And we have direct links to our podcast on Apple and Google Podcasts. Please participate by connecting to our social media, answering questions of the week, or submitting feedback directly from the site. Again, all of these are available at the Rebel Alliance Briefing Room website at RABR.KAILEJOHANSEN.US. And now, it's time to talk Star Wars. I am Kyle John Johansson, and this is Andrew Scott Sutton. Say That's
hello.
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 I took away the no. I took away the question of the week from the website for a while. This is my work laptop over here. See, it's all by itself. It's unplugged. You know. That's all I can show you. The rest of it's top secret.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. So today we'll be reviewing Star Wars Ahsoka.
Funniest part about that whole thing, that whole phone call. He asked me if I wanted a job.
Uh-huh.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Ahsoka Part 1, Master and Apprentice. We'll do a recap and discuss it. And I have some feedback, not necessarily from someone who sent us feedback directly, but from someone I just pulled off randomly off the internet. I think it was on Twitter, maybe. But so we're gonna do that today.
X.
Huh? Pets? What?
X. It's not Twitter
X?
no more.
Oh yeah, it's still Twitter. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they say. It's still Twitter.
Watch out, they'll pull up your house.
Uh-huh. And so let's do the clip thingy if I can find it there. Just so people know. So that means there's going to be spoilers ahead. You got to watch the episode yourself. We're not going to watch it for you. So, watch it and then come back to us.
Wow.
The director of this episode was Dave Filoni, and he wrote the episode himself too.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Did. He did this episode.
Steph,
that was the second one. That was the second episode. That was the second one.
Oh.
Promise me.
So
yeah,
Steph, myself.
He did the second one. It was edited by Dana Glauberman, and the music was scored by Kevin Kinnear, who has pretty much been the go-to guy for Star Wars since I guess Williams retired. Pretty much, I think he started in Rebels is when he's first had the music from there. So then we've got the cast. There's a big long line of people in this first episode. So we've got Ahsoka, who is Rosario Dawson, Hera Syndulla, which is Mary Elisabeth Winstead. Oh my god. Sabine Wren, which is Natasha Lou Bordizzo.
Yeah, Natasha.
Yeah, I like Hera better. Mary Elizabeth. Anyway, Bayllan Skoll, which is Ray Stevenson. Shin Hati, which is Ivanna Sakhino. Professor Henway Hugway. I don't know how to say his name, but he's the robot, David Tennant.
Who's the since they're not Jedi, who's the female? What's the female's name?
Shin Hati. Her name's Ivanna Sakhino. Spelt really weird.
Swedish.
Yeah, something. Morgan Elisabeth is played by Deanna Lee Instanato. Morgan's
The witch.
the witch, right? And then we see Ezra Bridger in a hologram. He's played by Mark or not Iman Isfandi. Captain Hayle is Mark Robinson. First Officer Jensen Corbett is Shakira Biera. Ryder Asadi, which is the guy that was up on the top of the thing making the announcement with the beard, white beard and stuff. That is Clancy Brown. Captain Porter is Matt Law. The navigation droid was Bonnie Wild. Helms officer Kat Q Chin. Comms officer was PJ Johal. One of the assassin droid leaders was voiced by Helen Sadler. The comms officer we heard on the radio was David W. Collins. Senator Jaquel, who had to fill in while they were looking for Sabine, is Vinnie Thomas. And Lieutenant Callahan was Michelle Weaver. So there's all that.
So the robot that
Jedi
had the lightsaber, like the oh god, the dual
Inquisitor
round that could throw it. They're not
that wasn't.
considered. They're not considered. Whatchamacallit? They're just
No.
droids.
Well, yeah, those were droids, but the dual lightsaber was someone else. And he wasn't actually technically listed in the full line of cast. Because they're trying to keep something secret there, but
Wasn't that one
he
of those
was
people?
he was listed as the name of Merrick, and he's a human. Is what they listed him at. It was way deep in the credits, and I missed it, so I didn't get it on the list. But his name is Merrick.
Isn't he one of those people though?
Yeah, the Inquisitors. Yeah, he's an Inquisitor.
Yeah.
He's an Inquisitor,
Yeah.
and he's got ties way back, which, like I said, because I missed him and I found him recently. I haven't researched him completely, but I think he's got
He's a Thrawn god.
stuff.
He's a Thrawn.
He's got.
He's the inner circle of Thrawn.
I know, but he's got history way back before
Okay.
movies. I think he's got Old Republic history.
Old Republic. Okay.
Yeah, which is before any of our movies even started. So
he seemed pretty damn serious too.
Yeah, he was pretty. Of course, he didn't say anything, right?
No, but
all right. Let's do a quick commercial, and then we'll do the episode recap. Hey, you over there. Are you a trooper? Is your armor always dirty? When do you find time to clean it? Did Rebel scum scratch and damage it? Does your helmet communications keep acting up? Stop by Aaron's Armor Sparkalorium. Before 1500 hours, we will wash, clean, and sanitize your armor for the next day pickup. Our patented galactically ancient secret cleaning techniques will have your armor sparkling just like a new Cerealian Y1300 freighter just off the assembly line. You will be the envy of all your friends and coworkers, from the castles on Lothal to the politicians on Coruscant to the environmentalists on Endor.
Sabine needed
next
that.
day service, stop by Aaron's Armor Sparkalorium. We are located in Tatooine's Mos Eisley Spaceport, directly across from Hangar 35. We will also repair and sell most parts at the best rates in the known galaxy. All services guaranteed and licensed by the Emperor himself to last a lifetime. Only at Aaron's Armor Sparkalorium. We accept Imperial credits only. Helmets and boots services are extra. Yeah, so her helmet would have been extra, but she probably paid it. All right, so again, we're reviewing Ahsoka Part 1. It's called Master and Apprentice. Originally aired August 22nd. Is that right? Yeah, 22nd, because they changed the date on us the last minute. It was 57 minutes long, and this took place 9 years after the Battle of Yavin, so 9 years after the first Death Star blew up. Okay, kind of get your idea there. And this was a weird episode to start with because they had a opening crawl, right, Scott?
Yeah,
That
I
surprised
was
you too?
confused.
I was
I was
like, what the
confused.
hell? I'm like, what the hell? This is not a movie.
Evil
But it did,
Empire
but
has
it didn't
fallen.
scroll the same. Didn't
No,
scroll the same or anything. It was just like a page that
it
would come in.
scrolled straight up. It
Yeah,
scrolled
yeah.
scrolled straight up. There's no bend or nothing to it.
No angle. Yeah, no angle or nothing.
No. Dun, 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 Star Wars
Yeah.
theme. No.
There
I'm
was a
like,
little bit of
wait,
music.
where's my
There's a
Star Wars
little
theme?
there was a little bit of music in the background, but you could barely hear it. It was very, very quiet. So I'm going to read it. It said, the Galactic Empire has fallen. A new republic has risen to take its place. However, sinister agents are already at work to undermine the fragile peace. A plot underway to find the lost Imperial Grand Admiral Thrawn and bring him out of exile. Once presumed dead, rumors are spreading of Thrawn's return, which would galvanize the Imperial remnants and start another war. Former Jedi Knight Ahsoka Tano captured one of Thrawn's allies and learned of a secret map, which is vital to the enemy's plan. Ahsoka now searches for the map as her prisoner, Morgan Elisabeth, is transported to the New Republic for a trial.
So which part has Morgan Elizabeth up until this point been?
It hasn't.
Have we
She's
heard her name
just.
before?
I don't think. Well, I think she was in the. Remember in the Mandalorian? I think it was when Ahsoka showed up and she fought that lady with the Beskar staff.
Okay, yeah.
That was Morgan Elizabeth.
Okay.
That's when she captured her. Um, I don't know if we've seen her before. She might have been in Rebels, but I don't know. Um, she could just be some random witch that's now in charge of the witches or something. I don't know. It did say it was a long lost planet or community or something like that. So maybe she's like one of the only few left that are practicing the witchcraft thing that she's talking about. Because if you remember from some of the shows, the witches
Mhm.
sort of had Jedi powers, but not really. The most of their powers were spells and stuff, right?
Yeah.
They kind of had, like they could levitate things or other things, but they weren't, super uh, crazy, with throwing things and whatever kind of stuff.
Mhm.
They were just kind of minor
I, I
powers.
I'm just curious about these two that aren't Jedi but have powers.
Yeah. Um, in the descriptions of them say basically that they are bounty hunters, basically.
Oh, bounty hunters. Okay.
And Morgan Elizabeth is paying them to find this map and Ahsoka and all that stuff, and Ahsoka's getting in the way. Um, and that's probably why their lightsabers are orange. Both of them are orange and not red. If you pay attention close enough.
I
The
saw red.
the
So.
well, if you look at the Inquisitors, his was actually it was red. It was a
Oh,
lot
yeah,
darker
that's right.
color.
Okay, that's right.
And those droids were a lot um were different colors. I think some of them had different colors, but anyway. So let's go through the episode. Starting out the episode uh, on the transport traveling through space, we see the bridge. A navigator droid informs Captain Hayle that their ship is entering sector G38. Ooh, a secret sector. She reports that an unidentified starship is approaching their transport. Uh-oh. The captain requests that the ships identify themselves and transmit their clearance codes. A comms officer reports that the ship's crew are claiming to be Jedi and here to see the prisoner, and that they are transmitting an old Jedi signal. The captain decides to call their bluff and dispatches security personnel to the hangar to meet the so-called Jedi. He gives the female officer command of the bridge in his absence. What? They're not so-called Jedi? What? They're claiming to be.
They're claiming.
You don't believe them? As the shuttle approaches the hangar, the captain leads a detachment of blue.
I don't like the captain, by the way.
I don't either.
He seems arrogant.
He does. But then captains kind of have to be, but we'll see here in a second. He gets his due anyway. So New Republic soldiers, including a Mon Calamari named Jakiris, to confront the Jedi. Two cloaked figures exit the shuttle. The bearded man, Bayllan Skoll, thanks Hayle for allowing them to board the ship. Hayle says he is surprised to meet a Jedi out here in the middle of nowhere. When Skoll remarks that their existence remains a mystery to most people, Hayle says he does not buy their act and dismisses them as Imperial trash who have pushed their luck too far. Skoll warns Hayle that he is making a huge mistake.
Yep.
Dun, dun, dun. Hayle says that the Imperials should have surrendered when they had their chance, and the orders Jakiris and the RD3 to scan their identification. Skoll offers to show their identification before monitoring.
My identification.
Yeah, before motioning to the female apprentice Shin Hati to attack the new rebel soldiers and the crew with her orange lightsaber.
She kicked her ass.
Hayle attempts to shoot the bearded man, but he uses the Force to suspend his blaster. Skoll agrees that he is no Jedi before stabbing the man in his torso with his orange lightsaber. So they called it out. Both of them got called out on orange lightsabers. Back on the bridge, First Officer Corbett receives news that the intruders have killed the captain. Oh no. And they're headed to the detention block. Hati forces her way onto the bridge and cuts down Corbett. Oh no, they're both dead. Skoll cuts down several New Republic soldiers with his lightsaber and force chokes one. Ooh. The guy flies up in the air like the Darth Vader scene that we've seen so many times. He opens his cell and finds bound Morgan Elisabeth in a yellow jumpsuit, just like Princess Leia. Oh, I'm here to rescue you. What? You look like no. The bearded man uses the Force to remove her restraints, and Elisabeth thanks Skoll for his words, prompting Skoll to say he is well paid for. By her, of course. Elisabeth reveals that the Jedi Ahsoka Tano, who captured her, is seeking a map to find Grand Admiral Thrawn. Uh-oh. Meanwhile, we see Ahsoka. She's at the ruins of a temple in Arcania, which Arcania is one of those planets that the witches lived on.
Yeah.
She approaches the ruins circled in the middle of this courtyard and uses her twin lightsabers to cut a hole below. She finds herself inside a stony chamber.
That was so cool.
Yeah. Chapunk. She doesn't even have the lightsabers in her hands either. She just and it does it itself.
Her handles are so cool.
Yeah. She finds herself inside of a.
I'm watching it now too, but she throws them down and she uses the Force to cut.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Oh, okay.
Tano finds herself inside a stony chamber and gazes at a cloaked figure carved on the wall. She touches a cylinder structure and turns it a few times, which causes the object of the heart of the carving to glow. She repeats the process with the four other figures chasing an chasing an altar with a rectangle stony object to rise from the floor. Whatever. She touches the stony box, which crumbles and reveals a golden orb. She informs Professor Henway that she has found the object via her comlink, but the transmissions are being jammed.
Uh-oh.
Tano returns to the surface where she is confronted by red HK assassin droids who demand the map. Give it to me. She finds herself surrounded by 5 droids wielding electrostaffs. Yeah, that's quite a few droids. Tano draws her twin lightsabers in defense, jumps back into the hole and created and uses her lightsaber to cut holes between the three of the droids, and they fall back in too. Returning to the surface, she fights the other 2 and cuts across the torso with her lightsabers. She beheads the 5th one. As the 2 droids emerge from the hole, the lead droid issues orders to initiate their self-destruct protocols. The other 2 droids comply, and Tano is forced to flee because those are big bombs inside those things.
Yeah.
While running, she contacts contacts Huyang and tells her that the T6 shuttle is above her position. She tells him to drop the ramp in the distance outside the ruins, and the 2 escape before the assassin droids unleash their fiery inferno that sweeps through the ruins. It was like a nuclear explosion or something, wasn't it? It was like huge.
Going back when she was getting the thing. I like how she eyeballed it and lined up the middle parts of those medallions on the things that went down.
Yeah, we'll find out later, but that part confused me, how she couldn't figure out how to decrypt the map itself, because she basically did that when she was using those pillars, right? Mm-hmm. She was lining it up and it would unlock it because she had it lined up just perfectly. And then, I just couldn't figure out why she couldn't understand how to do that on the map itself. But
I find it strange what they put the orb in. It
was like sand or something.
It's like the black sand, or yeah.
I don't know why that was that way either, but that's weird. Let's see.
Who made the map, though? That's the whole thing. When and who made the map?
It was either probably, from what we find out later, it's probably Mary, Elisabeth, or Thrawn that probably made it. So, all right. So inside the cockpit, Tano converses with Hanoi about their communications being difficult, who tells her that he kept the ship a safe distance in accordance with the Jedi mission protocols. She replies that the Jedi Order does not exist anymore. Dang it. When Hanoi says that he has his programming and he has to follow it, she advises him to stick close and watch their back.
That's what a Jedi learned their Padawan for.
Yeah. That's exactly what he says.
I love this droid.
And he says, which I am not. Tano tells Hanoi that he has found the map, or that she has found the map, and based on Elisabeth's information. When Hanoi asks how she got Elisabeth to tell the truth, Tano replies that she wasn't following Jedi protocol when she got the truth from her. Shortly later, they receive an incoming transmission from the New Republic Fleet Command, who then tells Tano and Hanoi that their recent attack via comms. Tano and Hanoi then travel to Home 1 via hyperspace. Tano identifies their ship as T6 1974. 1974. And the fleet command clears them to land in hangar 29er. Inside the hangar, General Hera Syndulla greets them and informs them about the loss of Elisabeth, which they lost her. They didn't kill her. Syndulla has prepared a briefing for Tano to catch up. In the briefing, Syndulla tells Tano and Hanoi about the damages that two mercenaries have done, taking out an entire security detail and scuttling a new starship. Tano is familiar with the attackers, whom demonstrate force powers similar to the Jedi. Hanoi suggests that one of these intruders was once a Jedi, and Tano tells Hanoi to scan a Skoll and Shin's lightsabers. So they're since he's a lightsaber maker, he probably has records of everybody's lightsaber that he made, right? Or maybe everybody who's ever had a lightsaber.
Well, how do you bleed it to make it orange?
I don't know.
With orange before red?
Maybe. I would say red would be the ultimate ending of bleeding. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you can find an orange kyber crystal. You
Oh,
just
that's
can't
true.
find the. You just can't find the red ones. Maybe I don't know. This is the first time we've ever seen orange ones too, so we don't know much about them. Okay, so when Syndulla asks about the mercenaries' connection to Elisabeth, Tano says that she hires them for plausible deniability. So Elisabeth hires them so she can deny what they're doing. Tano also shows Syndulla the golden orb that she got from the planet, explaining that Elisabeth is interested in the map since she believes that it would lead to the location of Thrawn, the last Imperial Grand Admiral. Oh, the last one. Syndulla is surprised that Thrawn survived the Battle of Lothal, but Tano explains that she heard whispers of his survival. Syndulla asks if she means that Ezra Bridger is alive. Uh-oh. Tano is
Oh,
uncertain.
from what I remember, he went walking with the whales or something, right?
Sort of. That happened around that time, sort of, but um in the very last episode, uh Thrawn gives him an offer that if he comes with him, he'll let the others live, basically. So Ezra goes with him on Thrawn's ship. It's there, I promise. Uh Syndulla is surprised that Thrawn survived the Battle of Lothal. Tano is uncertain but warns that their enemies are also searching for the same map. Syndulla wants to look at the map, but the key required to activate the map eludes Hanoi and Tano. Syndulla remarks that it's never straight with a Jedi. A Mon Calamari officer informs Syndulla that the Defense Council is requesting an update from her. Uh-oh. Syndulla says she will attend the matter and tells Tano she knows who can help her. Tano is uncertain that her friend will be of any help, but Syndulla reassures her that she will do it for Ezra Bridger. So that's reference to Wren, right?
Sorry, yeah.
Sabine, right?
Sabine.
There's a celebration happening in Lothal, capital city. It is the 7th anniversary of the Empire's defeat at the hands of Bridger. Bridger helped defeat him. And Governor Ryder Azadi is giving a speech. That's the guy with the
One
white
arm,
beard.
right?
Huh?
He has one arm, right?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't remember seeing that. He has a white beard. I know that.
Yeah, he has one arm.
Huh.
I don't see a second arm.
He's got it inside his cloak or something, maybe. I don't know. Azadi credits Bridger for helping to liberate their homeworld and dedicates several monuments, including a mural to his memory that of several rebel leaders as well, which include our entire clan, which it even has the big purple guy on there. What's his
Yeah.
name? Zeb. Yeah, that's his name, Zeb.
I call him Bridger.
Yeah. He says one of the heroes, Commander Sabine, would like to say a few words.
No, she doesn't.
When she doesn't turn up, Azadi tells security to do a full perimeter sweep and find Commander Wren by a comm link. In the meantime, Senator Jaquel speaks to the gathered crowd. Meanwhile, Wren rides a speeder bike heading towards the old communication tower, Bridger's old home. The two Republic E-wings close in on her pace on either side. Captain Porter and Lieutenant Callahan are in those things. Captain Porter tells her she is missing the anniversary celebration. He tells Wren to stand down, but she doesn't listen and says, "Hey, was that today?" Instead, she accelerates and dives under the other E-wing, which is blocking her path, and parks ahead on the highway as a that's parked on the highway as a roadblock. When Wren outflies Callahan and heads to the communication tower. At the communication tower, Wren feeds her pet Loth cat. She then watches the Loth cat. She then watches the recording of Bridger and he had made before disappearing at the Battle of Lothal. Yeah, the Loth cat. They're indigenous to Lothal.
My wife, my Sarah said, "Oh, a kitty." Is that the only thing you notice and like about Star Wars?
Yeah. During the recording, Bridger apologizes for disappearing without telling her. He says that as a Jedi, he has to make the decision that no one else can. Bridger regards Wren as a sister and says that he trusts her to continue the fight. He wishes that the Force will be with her.
You could see that hurt her.
She doesn't want to be a sister.
She wants to be a lover, undercover lover.
Yeah, baby.
She wants her lightsabers to tangle. To tangle.
Don't cross the streams.
Don't cross the streams.
On Arcania, the witch planet, Skoll, a former Inquisitor named Marek, Skoll, and a former Inquisitor named Marek, which is the one that had the big mask on, that had the lightsaber that came back to him. See, it says his name is Marek, and Hati, which is the apprentice, and Elisabeth inspect a recently destroyed ruins. When Hati asks, "What is this place?" Elisabeth explains that it is an ancient temple built by her ancestors, the Night Sisters of Darthmore. Dun, dun, dun. When Hati asks, Elisabeth admits she's a witch and adds that she is a survivor of very few. I think that planet got destroyed at some point. So she's like one of a few that survived. Remember they had that's when Ezra was riding the big Rancor or something, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. She's a survivor. Skoll believes that Tano either stole the map or was vaporized by the assassin droids. He doesn't know for sure. The map was either destroyed or vaporized. Elisabeth knows that Tano survived the blast. When Skoll says Tano was lucky, Elisabeth says that fate has everything to do with it. She sends Hati to Lothal to retrieve the map. Hati seeks her master's counsel. Skoll tells her to go to Lothal and seek Sabine Wren. That night, Wren has a nightmare about Bridger. When she wakes, she hears a perimeter alert. She goes outside the tower to see two X-Wings accompanying Tano's T6 into the capital city. She's like, "Oh, visitors." In the capital, Tano parks her T6 shuttle near the edge of the high tower. When Wren arrives, while Tano was talking to Governor Azadi, the bearded guy that might have one arm. When Azadi says that Wren missed yesterday's ceremonies, Wren replies it slipped her mind. I don't know what
Or was that
happened.
yesterday?
Was that yesterday? I
I
don't
thought
know.
it was tomorrow.
Azadi tells everyone missed tells her that everyone missed her, but when Wren replies, no one was there. Not everyone was there. Hanoi also greets Sabine, who recognizes him, and Hanoi says that she has 75% original parts still before returning to the ship.
That's the best damn droid ever.
Why is that?
He's so cool. You don't like
You
him?
mean he's not cooler than R2D2? Or maybe
Within the era. R2D2's
oh
gone right now.
no, R2D2 survives the entire thing. What you don't like Chopper? Chopper's not cool?
Chopper's cool.
All right.
Never mind. You just read it and I'll just keep my opinion to myself.
No, you go ahead. I'm just asking you if you like Chopper or not. I don't know.
Chopper's
You
cool.
think
He had that one part.
Hanoi's better than Chopper is all you're saying, right?
Huh? Hello, Chopper. Chop, chop.
Hanoi's
That
better
R2
is
unit,
what you're saying.
that R2 unit in that spacecraft was pretty cool too.
Yeah, it ducked his head down or something, didn't it?
Dropped her bike into low, put it in a low rider gear and slid underneath that. He blew he blew a gasket.
He's like, "Wow, you're gonna hit us!" Oh no! All
Whoa!
right. And as we continue, Azadi tells Wren to listen to what Tano has to say before leaving. Tano then tells Wren that she knows a way to find Bridger, and he shows her the orb. I've got this ball. Look, it's a ball. It's gonna help us find Bridger.
Just
Uh
just to get her
they
to open it.
yeah, I need your help. They both go inside the Ahsoka's T6 shuttle and discuss some things. Wren gazes at a bunk with several wall drawings, including a Lothcat, which probably Ezra's bunk. When Wren asks if she is certain about Bridger, the Bridger is still out there. Tano says nothing is certain, but there is the enemy that seeks Thrawn, which has led her to the map. Um, Tano explains she found the map on the planet Arcania, a Night Sister stronghold thousands of years ago. Due to her skills as an artist, Tano seeks Wren's help in deciphering the map. When Wren believes there is a code, Tano shares a scan of the Night Sister temple chamber where they found it. When questioned about the home, Tano describes her soul is at home. Both women blame each other for not making it easy for each other. So they're still in a tiff and can't let go. Tana replies that the Jedi way is hard. What? They're having a bad mood. They're having a bad mood with each other.
Not Jedi. No Jedi.
Yeah. There's no Jedi. Just then, Hanoi has an update. Hey, I got an update. Wren asks for permission to take the map and study it. Tana refuses since she believes the map is not just about finding Bridger, but preventing another war. Uh-oh, we know that's not going to happen. She's going to leave, isn't she? She warns Wren that the map stays aboard the ship before entering the lab to chat with Hanoi. Hanoi has scanned Skoll and Hati's lightsabers. The droid says that he recognizes one of the two hilts which was built in the Jedi style. The one he knew belongs to Bayllan Skoll, who disappeared at the end of Clone Wars, like many Jedi did. Hanoi tells Ahsoka that Skoll was Jedi trained. Tano surmises that Hati was Skoll's apprentice. He warns Tano that Skoll won't be alone for long. When Tano returns to the briefing room, of course, Wren has already left with the map.
Really?
Oh no, she didn't follow instructions. In the meantime, Wren rides her speeder bike back to the old communications tower. A probe droid popped out from behind a signal crossing and reported her back to Hati and two assassin droids who stood miles away on the hilltop. So they're watching from a distance. Once Sabine arrives at the communication tower, she gathers some documents and activates a holoprojector. She starts to study the star map and warns her Lothcat not to touch the map and begins studying the map for a key. Back on Tano's T6, Hanoi is talking to General Syndulla about Wren via the holoprojector, so we see projection. Tano is worried about Wren, but Syndulla tells her to give her some space. Syndulla believes that Wren is the best chance of reading the map. Tano admits that she has difficult relationship with Wren, describing the Mandalorian as stubborn and bullish. Aren't all Mandalorians like that? Syndulla attributes these traits to her Mandalorian background. Oh, okay. And says that mentoring her can be a challenge. Recalling that Anakin found her difficult sometimes. Tano says that she walked away from her Jedi training and admits walking away from Wren. So she's not running to be a Jedi, basically. She uses her Jedi powers, but she doesn't want to be a Jedi. Okay. Anyway, Wren is still trying to solve the puzzle of the star map behind at her home. She looks at the holographic map of the Arcania Temple ruins, which has 3 figures and faces. Suddenly realizing how to unlock it, Sabine rotates the sides of the round star map, and the map projected projects a star map of another galaxy. She went out the door onto her balcony, and Sabine then used a pair of binoculars to look out at the sky. Wren says she's going to be going on a trip somewhere out in space. Yeah, so that was interesting. So the map showed a galaxy around the orb, right?
Yeah.
And then it had a line that projected out to another galaxy that was sideways. So that's interesting because I think so far in most of Star Wars, we've never gone outside the galaxy. We've always been within the same galaxy. I can't remember of any time that we've gone outside of it at all. Because even Camino and all those places are all in the same galaxy. Corellia, all those places where they went in the Solo movie, and they did the Corellian Run or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
With that weird thing out in space that was eating stuff. Yeah, that was all the same galaxy. So this would be the first time we've gone outside the galaxy, which you have to realize that would make it a long, long trip, right? Because we could travel across to our galaxy pretty fast, but traveling to another galaxy is going to be quite a long ways, right?
Yeah, because you got, I don't know what kind of forces, going from one galaxy to another.
Well, you mentioned the Pirelli space whales. Maybe they know how to do it.
Yeah, aren't they part of time travel?
I don't know. I think they might be. We'll see. Okay, so she's going on a trip. Suddenly, the Lothcat starts to snarl and growl, and a HK assassin droid attacks the Mandalorian warrior. Wren defeated it, but another droid grabs her from behind. She managed to grab a blaster stored on the droid's back and shoots the foot off the HK assassin. Wren manages to break free, but the other droid went inside her home and grabbed the unlocked star map. The HK assassin droid also destroyed Wren's data pads and blasted the consoles Sabine was using. Sabine told Hanoi that she needs help via comlink. Hanoi, I need help fast. Danger. Wren went inside and to grab her lightsaber. She rushes downstairs, and Hati and the HK droid that is left stand there. Wren ignites her green lightsaber. And Hati gives the star map to her HK droid and ignites her reddish orange lightsaber. The two begin to duel. Their blades spark against each other. Their blades spark. Wren tries to retrieve the map, but Hati is a better lightsaber duelist. Ahsoka tries to get to Wren as fast as possible, but it was too late. Wren has raised her lightsaber above her head to counterstrike, but Hati skewered her through the abdomen. Skewered. Ugh. She forgot to take the lightsaber and go up to kill her. Go up. Cut everything out. Hati was about to finish Wren, but she saw the T6, so Hati and the HK droid ran off when Wren collapsed to the ground. So she split before she could take the 2 seconds to pull the blade up and kill her.
Yeah.
And that's when the credits roll. We get little glimpses of the star map in the credits. So, what'd you think about that last scene? You were saying something about Wren and Hati fighting.
It's interesting in that I thought Wren was. I don't know how far Wren was into, studying, but it's obvious she hadn't picked up a lightsaber in a while.
Right. I don't think she was into much. We see her doing some practicing, because Ezra is trying to teach her, and she has lots of troubles. Because you have to be in tune with your lightsaber, right?
Yeah.
And I remember in Rebels where Ezra was trying to get her to calm her mind because she's got that crazy, always thinking mind going on, and trying to calm her mind so she could use the lightsaber and feel her opponent's next moves and stuff like that. So yeah, she wasn't that good. So I don't think she really had strong force powers.
What I don't get is is the lightsaber going through you and not killing you.
Yeah, we've seen that happen a couple times.
They're changing the rules. They're changing the rules now.
No, not necessarily. We've seen it happen before where someone survived. It just depends on if you have time to get them somewhere to fix them, right? With Han Solo, if you remember seeing it, the lightsaber went in, and then you can physically hear him pull it up a little bit. He's like, and that's what kills Han Solo, because he probably pulled it up to his heart or something. I don't know what he did, but because you got to realize that a lightsaber is just going to cauterize everything around it. So if it doesn't hit anything vital, it's cauterized. So it's not
cauterized, but just left a hole.
Yeah, repair the hole. She's not going to bleed that much because it's all cauterized. Like I said, if they don't hit a liver or a heart or something, she's probably going to survive it. She's probably going to survive it. So, all right. So that was a pretty good first episode, I think, too. I liked it. It wasn't that fast paced, though. It kind of had some fast pace, but it was kind of slow, I thought. the dialogue seemed like there was a lot of dialogue
Yeah,
than
but
action.
there's
So
still
I have,
information. There's still information coming through the dialogue.
yeah, there's a lot of information coming through the dialogue. So I've got some feedback, like I mentioned, that I pulled off the internet. Not somebody sent us directly, but I pulled it off. So let me play this.
You're cheating.
Feedback at KyleJohansson.us. That's feedback, KAILEJOHANSEN.US. Yeah, so this is actually not from Twitter. It's from a new network that's been building that was actually funded by Twitter, but the when Musk took over Twitter, the guy that was sending the funding money was no longer in charge anymore. So Jack Dorsey, I think his name was, he is
Uh-huh.
funding this new social network, and it's called Blue Sky. I don't know if you've heard about it before, but um, it's still in beta. They're not really. It's not really. It doesn't work very well in some respects, but it works in the respect that you can post things and whatever like you can on Twitter. So this guy's from there. His name is Mike Question from Blue Sky. He says, Ahsoka Master and Apprentice. Good. I'm not super lost as I was led to believe I would be for having not watched Rebels. I love the radically inclusive and diverse leading cast. Sabine's cool, and I'm looking forward to getting to know Ezra if they do find him. Rosario is the perfect lead for any show. And then he has clapping hands or whatever at the end. So this guy hasn't watched any of the Rebels
Mhm.
and still likes it. Which I don't know. I've also heard things on this Blue Sky and Twitter that there were a lot of people that were confused because they hadn't watched any of the Clone Wars or the Rebels, and I can see that. There's some stuff that seems to be missing, but not really. I don't think it really slows down the plot line, anything like that. Do you?
Nope.
I mean, you've seen it, but it's been a long time,
Yeah.
and um,
I've watched
like you,
some Rebels. I've watched some Rebels in the last 2 or 3 weeks.
yeah, yeah, I have too. I watched a little bit too, but um, I think our buddy Rick has been watching quite a bit of it because he's been trying to
Really?
catch up a little bit. Um, I don't think he found something on Facebook that said these are the recommended episodes to watch before the show, and he hasn't watched them all. I think is what's happened. So go ahead.
I
He's never
guess.
going to
I
get them
guess.
all.
I guess he's like takes all recommendations or something.
Not always. He just wanted to. He didn't want to feel like he was lost. Basically, I think is what it
Yeah.
was. Um.
Well, all Rebels is good,
Yeah, it is. It is.
but
It's really good, and
you should
I
start at
think
the
the problem.
beginning. You should start at the beginning. I know, like
I agree.
on Disney Plus, they have the must watch.
Yep. I
Of
think that's
Rebel,
part
the
of what he
best
watched.
episodes of Rebels. Like, I guess that's the list probably that he's watching. So
That could be the list. Yeah. Yeah, it could be. And he said he didn't have time to watch it all, basically. But um, I agree. I mean, Rebels is good, but there's a lot of it on there. It's like
yeah,
5 seasons of Rebels, and there's more than 10 shows each season. There's like 22, 24 shows each season or something. Except at the end, they get down to a short few. Like I think there's 12 or something on the fifth
yeah.
season or whatever. Anyway, so we did the feedback. We need your feedback desperately. We have an email address that was mentioned. Feedback at KyleJohansson.us. KAILEJOHANSEN.us. We also have a link on our website that'll pull open a form that you can fill out and send us your feedback. We're on Twitter at super_duper_pod. We're on Blue Sky at Rebel Alliance Briefing Room, which that one makes it easy. And of course, we're on YouTube, and we'll have video of this on YouTube where you can make comments there as well.
Tell me how ugly I am and how I squint.
What?
Tell them how ugly I am and how I squint all the time, but I can't help it.
Well, my eyes are always tired. It's because I
And
don't sleep.
how pretty Kyle is.
I don't sleep very well. Pretty? What? Maybe they can comment about all the junk I've got in my office, like my work computer.
Stop bringing up your work computer.
Well, you were talking about it earlier.
Mr. Top Secret Clearance.
No. So yeah, so that's our episode for the first episode. So we're gonna take a break and run this outro clip and go to the next one. Thank you for listening to the Rebel Alliance Briefing Room podcast. Please visit our website where you can play current and past episodes. That's https://RABR.KyleJohansson.us. That's RABR.KyleJohansson.us. On the left-hand side is a navigation menu. You can use this to learn how to load the Rebel Alliance Briefing Room podcast on your Android or Apple phone and tablet. And we have direct links to our podcast on Apple and Google Podcasts. Please participate by connecting to our social media, answering questions of the week, or submitting feedback directly from the site. Again, all of these are available at the Rebel Alliance Briefing Room website at RABR.KyleJohansson.us. This podcast in no way is approved, sponsored, or owned by Lucasfilms Ltd., Disney, Disney Plus, or any of its subsidiaries. All opinions are solely owned by Kyle and or Scott and in no way express the views or opinions of their past or present employers. Views and opinions are not supported or restricted by Lucasfilms Ltd., Disney, Disney Plus, or any of its subsidiaries. Any rebroadcast, reproduction, or any or other use of this podcast and its affiliate sites without consent of Super Duper Podcast Network and its host is prohibited. I am Kyle Johansson, and this is Andrew Scott Smith. Say goodbye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Peace out.